wind chills play a big factor when it comes to determining how cold we could get in the shelter from the storm. Meteorologist DJ Baker takes a look at what wind chill is, the factors that go into it, and what dangers it poses.
At times, wind chills can be absolutely brutal, and of course, that just makes sense. So before we talk about what wind does to us, let's talk about what we do to the surrounding air around us. As of course, we produce heat thanks to our metabolism and of course just our bodily functions. So as we are generating heat, we lose some of it to convection, and that kind of radiates around us. And when there is no wind, we actually create a little protective bubble. And I say protective in quotation marks, but there is a bubble around us of our warmth, which kind of slows down just how fast we lose heat. So if we have an actual air temperature, no winds, of 20 degrees, well, of course, it is going to feel like 20 degrees. Now, let's add in a little bit of air into this equation, or in this case, 20 miles per hour winds. And that is going to move any sort of warmth that we create around us, well, off of our body, which is rapidly going to accelerate just how quick we lose heat, because of course, that air trapped around us is no longer there. So with that in mind, if we have an air temperature of 20 degrees and a wind of 20 miles per hour, our feels like drops down to 4. Now, of course, there is a long, complicated equation that gives us actual air temperature, and of course, our wind speed that gives us wind chill. Not going to get into it here, but what we will get into is just how the wind chills, and of course, the cold can affect us in terms of frostbite and hypothermia. Our bodies generate heat as a byproduct of our metabolism. Our cells use some energy from food to function. We then release the rest as heat. Even though warmth is a byproduct, it is essential for us to live. Ideally, our internal temperature should be around 98 degrees. When the outside temperature drops, so does our bodies. To help combat that, our body tries to produce more heat in its core by reducing blood flow to our extremities. But that puts you at risk of frostbite. If less blood gets to our fingers and toes, they get really cold. Sometimes so cold, ice crystals can form in our tissue. These crystals damage small blood vessels and stop oxygen from flowing. If it's not treated fast enough, doctors could be forced to amputate the affected area. As wind chills fall, the quicker frostbite can set in. At negative 15 degrees, frostbite can develop within 30 minutes. At negative 30, it can happen in only 20 minutes. Around 50 degrees below zero, frostbite can develop on exposed skin within 5 minutes. If your body's core temperature drops below 95 degrees, hypothermia starts to set in. That condition has 3 stages. Stage 1, or mild hypothermia, means our body is between 90 to 95 degrees. We'd experience some shivering, pale skin, and lethargy. In Stage 2, moderate hypothermia, temperatures drop below 90 degrees. Confusion sets in, our speech is slurred, and our reflexes get worse. Finally, in Stage 3, severe hypothermia, our internal temperature falls below 82 degrees. Our blood pressure and heart rate drop, our breathing slows, and you could fall unconscious. If a person isn't warmed up fast, they could die. To prevent hypothermia, get out of the cold. If you must spend time outdoors, wear multiple layers to keep your core as warm as possible. At times, wind chills